ओके अब चलते हैं अल्टरनेटिंग करंट लेसन 13. We'll be we'll be solving this circuit where a resistance, a pure resistance, a pure inductor and a pure capacitor are connected in series. Look, they are series because there is only one way to go from this point to this point, and in that way these three are in the same line, means the same current will pass through this as well as this. Now in previously before I discuss, previously we studied a circuit containing alternating EMF and resistance, and we had found out the current and the EMF or the voltage, they were in phase. And in an inductor in previous lessons we learned how the current lags behind the EMF or voltage by pi by 2. The current lags behind, that is same thing as saying the voltage is ahead of pi by 2, that is 90 degree. And also in AC circuit containing capacitance, we derived the expression for EMF and current, and the current was leading the EMF, that is same thing as saying the EMF is lagging behind the current by pi by 2. That is what we had studied before. Now come here, now come to AC alternating current lesson 13, the theory. Now what it is, AC circuit containing resistance, an inductance L, inductor L, and a capacitor C having capacitance C, resistance having resistance R, an inductor having inductance L, they are connected in series. So we put it here. I hope the voice is now more audible to you because of a good mic. Let R is equal to a pure resistance here, L is equal to a pure inductor, C is equal to an ideal capacitance, capacitance of an ideal capacitor connected in series as shown here. Now since they are in series, the current in R, L and C at any instant will have the same value, means the magnitude will be same and the direction is same. The magnitude is same and the direction is same. When I say magnitude, its amplitude is same and it is in phase. So let it be I is equal to I naught sin omega t. Let that current is equal to I naught sin omega t. Now if you look at the diagram here, let this is the current, alternating current. I will find out what is with how this alternating EMF will be and what relationship this alternating EMF, suppose this is the alternating current, what alternating EMF it will give rise to, and how this EMF will be related to this current, and what is the total resistance offered by the combined three, this as well as this. When these three are in series, what combined resistance they are offering in the circuit. That combined resistance will be called impedance. So for here, the current and the voltage, they are I have taken in the same direction because they are in same phase. This is what we discussed individually while studying behavior of a resistance in an alternating source of EMF. The current and voltage, they were in phase, means if you look at my previous lectures for a resistance, for a circuit containing resistance only, the EMF was like this and the current was also like this. This was your omega t for a circuit containing resistance with alternating EMF, that we had studied before. Now similarly here, inductor, for an inductor we had studied separately, and in a different lesson for a circuit containing an inductor, pure inductor connected to an EMF, E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Our I had come out to be I naught sine omega t minus pi by 2. That is, if you compare this and this, current is lagging behind the EMF. That is same thing as saying EMF is ahead of the current. And I had drawn a diagram like this for an inductor. This was your E naught. And since the current is lagging behind by pi by 2, so from this direction at angle pi by 2, this was your I naught for an inductor, right? So that is what I have shown here. So the current is lagging behind the EMF. That is same thing as saying you can say the EMF is ahead of the current by pi by 2. If you put it this way, you can interpret as EMF is ahead of the current by pi by 2. So that is what I am saying. The voltage across this L inductor, let it be VL. The voltage across this, let it be VR. The voltage potential difference across the capacitor, let it be VC. So this voltage is ahead of the current by pi by 2. Similarly, for a circuit containing capacitor, I had derived independently for a circuit containing a capacitor, a capacitor and connected to an alternating source of EMF, E is equal to E naught sine omega t. I had derived current was equal to I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2. Means the current was ahead of the EMF by pi by 2. This is what I had derived. And this phase diagram I had explained also before. From here at pi by 2, this was your I naught. So the current is ahead of the EMF by pi by 2, or you can say the EMF is lagging behind the current by pi by 2, one and the same thing. So that is what I am showing here. The EMF, that is the voltage across the capacitor, is lagging behind the current, lagging behind anticlockwise by pi by 2, that is 90 degree. This is voltage ahead of the current by pi by 2, that is 90 degree. Now we have, let's say this is the current. Now look at, now is interesting. Now is interesting. But VI bear a different phase relationship. Here, for all the three, the current has the same relationship for all of them. But for this, the current and voltage, for this, the current and voltage, for this, the current and voltage, they bear a different relationship. Means they are not in phase. Current and voltage, they are not in phase for all the three. For all the three. It is in phase here, but not here, but not here. So that is what I am saying. But V and I, voltage and current, bear a different phase relationship across R, L, C. Let me explain. So the maximum voltage across R, any V is equal to IR. The maximum voltage R, I represent it as VR vector. Any voltage is equal to current into resistance. Maximum current into resistance, because it is maximum voltage, so the current has to be maximum because R is constant. Similarly, the maximum voltage across, similarly the maximum voltage across inductance. For an inductor, they are all in series, so current is same, I naught. And for an inductor, the resistance offered was XL that I had derived, it was equal to omega L. So this was the resistance offered by the inductor, but this had a new name called inductive reactance. So voltage is current into resistance. So current into omega L, and the symbol for omega L was XL. So current into XL, current into resistance. This was the resistance called inductive reactance. So if I naught is maximum, then this will be maximum voltage across L. Now similarly, maximum voltage across capacitor. Now any voltage is current into resistance. So this is the current, maximum current, therefore it will be maximum voltage. and Xc, I had explained you before, your Xc was equal to 1 by omega c that I had derived. This was the resistance offered by a capacitor when connected in an AC circuit, and the symbol for that was Xc, and the name for that was capacitive reactance. So, where R is the resistance of the resistor, XL is equal to omega is also a resistance, was called inductive reactance, which I explained in previous lessons, and I derived this also. Then Xc was capacitive reactance, that was 1 by omega c, and it was called capacitive reactance, or the resistance offered by the capacitor if connected in AC circuit. Now is interesting. This diagram will solve everything. These are in phase. This is what you have to remember. Here, the current is lagging behind. That is same thing as the voltage is ahead of the current by pi by 2 for an inductor. For a capacitor, the current is ahead of the voltage by pi by 2. That is same thing as the voltage is lagging behind the current by pi by 2. These things will translate here. Will translate into this diagram. Now, will translate into this diagram. Now, from equation 2, from here, look at equation 2, 3, 4. From equation 2, that is the voltage across the, resistance. I naught is maximum, R is constant, so the voltage across the resistance is maximum, and for a resistance, the current and voltage, the EMF, were in phase. So from equation 2, since VR and current are in phase for a resistance that we discussed in previous lessons, so VR is represented by a vector OA. Look here, VR is, I am representing by a vector from O to A, and this is the current. Why the current I have taken along x-axis, positive x-axis, because it is same for all the three. The direction of current is same for all the three. So I have taken it along one direction, let it be along x-axis. And OA represents the VR along the resistor. Now from 3 here, 3, that is the inductor. That is the inductor. That is this thing. That is this one. Voltage is ahead of the current by pi by 2, or current is lagging behind the voltage by pi by 2, one and the same thing. So we will consider voltage is ahead of the current by pi by 2 and represent that in this diagram. Now from 3, current lags behind by pi by 2 from VL. This is what I explained. That is same thing as voltage across the inductor is ahead of the current by pi by 2. So, this is the direction of current is taken. So, from this, for the inductor, from here to here is pi by 2. From here to here is pi by 2. And the voltage across the inductor is represented by OB vector, from O to B. This much. So VL is represented by the vector OB along positive y-axis. If it is along positive y-axis, then VL will be ahead of this current by pi by 2. That is same thing as saying the current in the inductor is lagging behind the voltage in the inductor by pi by 2. Either you say the current is lagging behind, or you say the voltage is ahead of. Is one and the same thing. Now then come back to from 4. That is equation 4. This Xc was the capacitive reactance, and we had studied for a capacitor previously that the current is ahead of the voltage by pi by 2. That is same thing as saying the voltage is lagging behind the current by pi by 2, and this thing will represent in this diagram. Now, so this is the current. So from here to here is pi by 2, because this is x-axis, this is y-axis, negative y-axis. To this side means lagging behind by pi by 2. So the vector from O to C will represent the voltage across the capacitor, that is VC. So from this point to this point, this angle is pi by 2. From this point to this point, this angle is pi by 2. OC is to this side, that is your VC. OB is to this side, that is your voltage across the inductor. OC is the voltage across the capacitor. So angle between OB and OC is 180 degree. Means one vector like this, another vector like this. Angle is 180 degree. So what will be the resultant? The resultant will be one minus the other. Because if suppose this is equal to 5 Newton, this is equal to 2 Newton, then the resultant will be 5 minus 2, that is equal to 3 Newton. Now, if this is 5 Newton and this is 2 Newton, then the resultant will be 5 minus 2, that is 3 Newton to this side, but simple vector. So, so from equation 4, current is ahead by pi by 2 from VC. So VC is represented by the vector OC. So VC is represented by the vector OC. Right. Now let VL is greater than VC. Suppose this can be greater than this also. Suppose this value VL represented by OB is greater than VC represented by OC. So the resultant of this and this will be OB minus OC, that will be OB dash. OB minus OC will be OB dash in the direction of OB, because if I consider VL is greater than VC. So that is what I am saying. Let VL is greater than VC. Angle between VL and VC is 180 degrees. So the net reactive voltage is VL minus VC, that is represented by OB dash. Now, so we have found out the resultant, the combined effect of VL and VC, that is equal to OB dash. And OA is the effect of the resistance. Now this vector OA and OB dash, they are perpendicular to each other. So the resultant of OA and OB dash will be, constructing a parallelogram, will be OK. That is the net EMF. Now the angle between OB dash and OA is 90. Therefore the vector sum of all these three voltages, voltage across resistance, voltage across inductor, voltage across capacitor, is OK, that is equal to E naught. So the combined effect of the resistance, inductor and a capacitor, if they are connected in series, is this. This represents the combined effect, effective voltage across that. This was the voltage due to the resistor. This was the voltage due to the inductor. This was the voltage due to the capacitor. This and this, they are opposite to each other. So their resultant is one minus the other. If VL is greater than VC, VL minus VC is equal to OB dash. And this is equal to VR. So VR is to this side, and the combined effect of VL minus VC is to this side, that is equal. So the resultant of these two is equal to this, that is OK, that is equal to your net EMF across the series combination. So now is a symbol. So now is only mathematics. Therefore your net EMF E naught is equal to VR square plus VL minus VC square root of that. Square root of that. That is the resultant of this vector and this vector, that is equal to this vector. So, and V is equal to I naught R. So, I have square of that. VL, potential difference across the inductor, is current into its resistance minus potential difference across the capacitor. Current into its resistance, square of that. So, I naught square R square, here I naught I take common, I naught square XL minus XC whole square. So your E naught becomes I naught square, I take common, I take outside the square root bracket, it comes out to be I naught into R square plus XL minus XC square root of that, right, is your E naught. Now let us see. Now this bring I to this side, so it will be divided. And look at it, what is this? Voltage over current. So this must be a resistance. That is the total effective resistance when R, L and C are connected in series. This total resistance is called impedance, symbol for that is Z. Impedance of a series RLC circuit means when a resistance and inductor and a capacitor are connected in series, the total resistance offered to the circuit is E naught over I, that is represented as is Z, is equal to this much, right? So your E naught is represented by OK. So your E naught is represented by OK. This is the resultant combined effect of this and this. The resultant of this and this is equal to OB dash. The resultant of OB dash and OA is equal to OK, that is equal to your E naught. Now if you look, now this E naught from the direction of the current is to this side, So the EMF is leading the current by angle phi. Let this angle is phi. So in a series LCR circuit, the EMF is leading the current by phi. Had this vector been to this side, then it would have been lagging behind I. And when that will be possible? If OC will be greater than OB, then the resultant of OC and OB will be to this side. When that will be possible? If OC is greater than OB, then the resultant of OC and OB will be to this side. And this is your OA. Then the resultant will be to this side, called E naught. Then the angle phi will be negative. Means the EMF is lagging behind. But in this case, I have taken VL is greater than VC. So VL minus VC is to this side. So the resultant of VL minus VC with this gives the net resultant to this side, which is at an angle phi in the positive direction. Therefore, the E naught is leading the current I naught by an angle phi. So E naught is represented by OK and I is represented by OA. Therefore, E leads I naught by an angle phi, because E naught is to this side. Had E naught been to this side, then E naught would have been lagging behind the current, right? So the conclusion is E naught leads current by phi. Now what will be tan phi? In that triangle, let us find out. Tan of this angle will be perpendicular by base, that is AK by OA. AK is same thing as OB dash and OA is same thing as your VR. And OB dash is how much? Now VL minus VC. एक मिनट आ रहा हूँ बेटा, now बेटा अभी रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ, 1 मिनट. Therefore tan phi is equal to I naught XL minus XC over I naught R. Now I naught take common, it cancels with the denominator I naught. So tan phi is equal to this. Now therefore alternating EMF in RLC circuit is represented by E is equal to E naught sine omega t plus phi. Why plus phi? Because it is leading the current. The EMF, this E naught, is ahead of this current to this side by angle phi. So E is equal to E naught sine omega t plus phi. Now there are three different cases. Case 1, if XL is equal to XC, the resistance offered by the inductor and capacitor are same. If these two are same, if this value is equal to this value, then this minus this will be 0, 0 by something is 0, so tan phi is equal to 0. So tan phi is 0 means phi is equal to 0. And phi is equal to 0 in which case? For a circuit containing only resistance, means the EMF and the voltage were in phase. This we had derived in previous lessons. So if this is equal to this minus this is 0, 0 by something is 0, tan phi is 0, so phi is equal to 0. So the conclusion is the voltage and current are in phase. The meaning of this, because phi is the angle between the voltage and current. So the circuit is non-inductive, means it is behaving as if there is a capacitor only, as if there is a resistance only. It is behaving as a resistive circuit, because for a resistance phi was 0 between EMF and current. Now case 2, if XL is greater than XC, if this is greater than this, then this minus this will be positive. A positive number by a positive number is positive number, so tan phi is positive. So if XL is greater than XC, tan phi is positive, therefore phi is positive. So the voltage leads the current. Voltage leads the current. That is, the circuit is inductance dominated, because in an inductor, phi was positive. Current was lagging behind. That is same thing as EMF was ahead of. That is, phi is positive. So if when phi is positive, this is greater than this minus this will be positive. Then only this whole thing will be positive. Therefore tan phi will be positive. Means E will be to this side, not to this side. Similarly, the last one. If XL is less than XC, if XL is less than XC, means the resistance offered by the inductor, that is equal to omega L, is less than 1 by omega C. This is the resistance offered by the capacitor. Then if this is less than this, then from the tan phi expression, if this is less than this, then this minus this will be negative. Negative by a positive number is negative. So tan phi is negative. So tan phi is negative. Therefore phi is negative. So voltage lags behind the current. Therefore the circuit is capacitance dominated. Under this condition, this will be to this side. Means it will lagging behind. Means EMF is lagging behind the current by some angle phi.